Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name is Nathan. I'm just filming a quick intro. I'm getting ready to film the tutorial for Common Sense by Joshua Bassett. So I'll be teaching the picking throughout the entire song and the chords and the little solo section. So let's get right into it. Here we go. Alright, we are going to get started. We've got our capo on the 5th fret. We're using chords in the key of D. Based off, or from the capo, it's going to be key of G, which is the original from the song. But we're using chords from the key of D. So we're going to start off with the intro. I've kind of got a wide view so you can see both my picking hand and my fretting hand. And we're going to start off with our thumb on the 4th string and our middle and pointer on the high B and E strings. So the first thing for the intro is we're going to do our thumb and middle at the same time, and then our pointer on the 2nd string, and then our thumb is going to move up to the 3rd string. So one round is going to sound like this. And you're going to do that twice, and then you're going to play a bit of a shortened one. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2. Because that's how it fits in 4/4. You're going to have 8 eighth notes, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's how you're going to play the pattern on the D chord. Then you're going to bring your middle finger up to the 3rd fret on the low E string and hold your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. And now you're going to take this form that you have here. You're going to move your pointer in your middle down 1 string to the 2nd and 3rd, and your thumb's going to come down to the root on the G. And now you're going to do the same pattern. So thumb, middle, now on the 2nd and 6th strings, and it's going to sound like this. Then pointer. So it's the same pattern, just moving your fingers around. So you're going to start on the D. So that's how it's going to sound on the G. Now we're going to move to an A. You can either do a barred A, or in this case, you're going to do an A suspended. So you're going to keep your ring finger in the same spot, and you're going to move your pointer and your middle to the 2nd frets on the D and the G string. Now you're going to keep your middle and pointer in the same spot. You're just going to move your thumb from the 6th string to the 5th string. Now you're doing the same pattern. So now for the intro, you're going to start on the D for 2. And you can do that little hammer on. Now the G, A. Now the second half is the part where it gets a little bit trickier. So you're going to do the D for 2, hammer on. You're going to bring your pointer for the G, but you're going to take your ring finger off. You're going to do 1, 2, 3. Put your ring finger on. 2, 2, 3. 3, 2. And then you're going to come here. You can, and I like to bar it for this one because it just makes it easier. So you're going to move your thumb up, and then you're going to do 1, 2, 3. Then put your ring finger back on that 3rd fret on the B. 2, 2, 3. And then you're going to take your ring finger on the high E and do a little thing like that, and now you're going to come back to the D. Right into Common Sense Tells Me. So the second half of the intro is going to sound like this. Straight into Common Sense Tells Me. So now we're going to get into the picking pattern for the verse. Here we go. Now moving right on into the verse, we're going to be doing pretty much the same picking pattern and chords for the first half of the verse. We're going to start on the D for 2. So common sense tells me G and then to A sus. D it's for 2, then to G and then to A sus. Now we're going to switch it up. We're going to go to the G. Cause common sense, A sus. The girl's not worth the D for 1 time. We're going to go to a B minor. You don't have to bar it because we're only playing these middle 4 notes. You're going to have your thumb on the 5th and your pointer and middle on the 2nd and 3rd. And you're going to play. So you're going to come from the G. But common sense, A sus, D, and then to B minor. Now you're gonna go to a separate G chord for this one, because your pointer finger, or your middle finger, is right here on the 3rd fret of the B in your B minor. And then you're gonna come up right here, 3rd fret with your pointer finger to make your G. And then you're gonna go make an A. You can either do a normal A, or I like to do the barred one. And continue to do that hammer on. So the first half is the same as what you've learned for the intro. Second half, you're gonna do the common sense, A sus, D, and then B minor. The modified G, then A, and then to D. Hammer on. And that is going to be all the chords for all of the verses. The only change up is during the chorus bridge type of thing that he does. So we're going to go right into that. Okay, for the bridge, the chords are going to switch up just a little bit, and it actually happens to flow pretty well with the shapes we're using right now. We're going to start on the B minor. So this is the I think I love you part. So you're going to start on the B minor. Then we're going to go to the modified G that we have with the pointer and middle. Think I love you. Come to a D. Now, this part is a little difficult. You're going to bar these 3 strings, the D, G, and B, with your pointer finger, but you're going to keep your ring finger on. So you're going to come from the I think I love you, bar with your pointer, and you're going to do the normal A pattern. But for the second 2 cycles, you're going to take off your ring finger. So it's going to come, I think I love you. And then you're going to go back to the B minor. I want to love you. I'd say that's the toughest part, but when you start to get it, having the transition from the A sus to the normal A sounds super, super cool. So if you do just want to go here, I think I love you, and just go to a normal A, that is totally okay, and that makes sense if you don't feel comfortable with this little pointer finger bar. It's one that I've been doing for a while, so I'm kind of used to it, but the normal A works just as well. Okay, now we're getting into the solo section. This is by far the toughest part of the song, but when you get it to sound right, it is definitely the most rewarding. We're going to start right into this. We're going to be on a D, and we're going to be working with some Travis-style picking. So you're gonna have your thumb on the D string and your pointer and middle on the high B and E. So you're going to start with your thumb, then pointer, then thumb on the 3rd. Then you're going to put your pointer and middle at the same time. Then you're going to switch to an A. You're going to do that the same thing again. And then one more time. And immediately back into the Travis style. With your thumb now on the A string. Now pointer. Now thumb on the 3rd. Now you're going to have your ring and your pinky on the high B and E. And it's going to sound like this. Strike it again. And then down to a D. Now straight back into the Travis style picking. Thumb, pointer, thumb, middle, and you do that a couple more times. And that is the first half. So just hearing the whole thing slowly. And you can do that little hammer on too. And I would practice that a lot slowly, and as well as the second part. Just getting that down, getting it fluid, and then putting it in context with the finishing the chorus and then going into the final verse. So the second half, you're going to start off the same way. Between the D and the A. You're going to start off then with your thumb on the A, pointer finger on the 2, or on the B string, sorry. Then your thumb on the G string, and this is kind of the toughest part. You're going to bring your middle finger to the 3rd fret of the B string and your pinky to the 5th fret of the high E. So you're going to come from here. So you have thumb on the A string, pointer finger on the B string, thumb on the G, and then you put your middle and pinky up, play the high one, slide down. Now you've got your ring and pinky on the high, on 3rd fret on the B and G, or P and E, sorry. Strike it again, and then down to a D shape. And then you're going to play same Travis style. And you're going to play it twice, so twice like that with a little hammer on. And then you're going to play a high open E and strum through the A. So the second half is going to sound slow like this. So this part is really, really difficult, but it is so, so rewarding and exciting when you get it down. So I would really encourage you, if you think you're up to it, spend the time. It sounds really awesome, and it is really good. If you want to serenade the ladies with this beautiful song and then finish it off with a nice little solo section, that sounds awesome. All right, so now you know all of the picking pattern for the verses, the chorus bridge thingy, and now the solo section. So you should be able to play it. Well, you should know how to play it. It will take some work. This one's a tough one, but it's such an awesome song that I really wanted to share it with you guys. So, as I said, yes, this song is very difficult. It is by far the most difficult song I have a tutorial for on this channel, but I learned how to play it. It took me a really long time, and now it is probably one of my favorite songs to play on guitar. And yes, it's difficult, but when you put in the time, I know we all have a lot of time right now. When you put in the time, it is a beautiful song, and it sounds so good when it just gets down smooth and you can just sing it, and everyone loves it. It's a fantastic song. So I really hope that this was helpful. If it was, please feel free to give it a like. That would be much appreciated. You can check out my original songs in that playlist in the top right corner. And as always, if you want to subscribe, you'll see all of my content in the future on Mondays and Thursdays. Otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you later.